Welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal channel. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. Viktor Gyokerez has been impressed by the Arsenal project, according to Alex Crook from Talksport, and his camp have given Arsenal the go-ahead to negotiate a price between them and Sporting Lisbon. However, there is still a player that divides opinion inside Arsenal, and that is not Alexander Isak. It is Matheus Cunha. Matheus Cunha is one of the players Arsenal really wanted in January, and according to Alex Cook, still, there are a couple of voices inside Arsenal that are saying, why don't we go for Matheus Cunha? He's about the same price as Viktor Gyokerez, 55, but he's a little bit closer to Alexander Isak. We're going to be diving into those stories as well. We have an update of what really had inspired between the meeting in Andre Bata and also the agent of Nico Williams. What actually happened in there? Arsenal are looking at a left back this summer, as we might lose Kieran Tierney and Alexander Zinchenko, and Milos Kerkez at Bournemouth is one of the players we are looking at the moment. And of course, we'll talk about Alexander Isak too. Could Arsenal have a meeting on personal terms? Could we still try and get that position as well activated before we complete the move for Viktor Gyokerez? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Let's get into it. Let's start off with that big story from Alex Cook. He's been reporting on the Viktor Gyokerez story. Everyone at the moment is reporting on the Viktor Gyokerez story, and it says that Viktor Gyokerez is now very open to a move to Arsenal. The Gunners are set to open talks with Sporting Lisbon after identifying the Swedish international as a more attainable option than Alexander Isak. He is understood to be impressed with the Arsenal project. That is according to Alex Cook, and this is a story that has been shared widely and collaborated by a couple of very, very good sources. So when Alex Cook says Arsenal have impressed Viktor Gyokerez and the project has impressed him, you know he is telling the truth. Now, I'm not surprised that Viktor Gyokerez is impressed with Arsenal. Any player at the moment would. This is one of the best projects in Europe right now. This is one of the most ready projects to win and go to the next step right now. But also, if you're Viktor Gyokerez, you want a team that is, gonna win you some silverware. You want a team that is going to show you the future. And I think Arsenal is that team. Now, most sources are saying that Arsenal are willing to give him a good salary, but they've also been impressed with the players' camp. They're not asking for astronomical wages, and personal terms are not going to be a problem. They're not asking for 200k, 300k per week, and Arsenal we can get this deal done. I mean, the money is asking for is well within our budget limitations. So, I mean, this is a very good deal. First and foremost, the price is going to be low. And also, the salary demands and the wage demands are also quite understandable. It is not very low, but it's not also very, very high. So Arsenal are really in that groove, are really in that move for Viktor Gyokerez. And I'm going to say, I think at this stage now, we're going to be hearing more about talks between Sporting and Arsenal in order for us to agree a fee. Andre Bata likes him as a traditional 9, and according to most sources coming out of Arsenal, he's actually geared towards more of a traditional 9 as compared to this kind of Alexander Isak, Hugo Ekitike, Matheus Cunha profile. He wants a traditional 9. He wants a fox in the box, a guy that is gonna come in and blow, strike, defenses out of the water. So I decided to take a look. Why would Arsenal be the preferred destination for Viktor Gyokerez? Why are we a good fit for him, and what has actually impressed him about the club? And listen, first and foremost, Arsenal is one of the best projects right now if you're really looking to build a future. Like if you're 26, 27, like Viktor Gyokerez, on your mind there is, can I win the Premier League? Can I win the Champions League at least? Or can I win some silverware internationally? If you join a club like Arsenal, they have a well-drilled defense, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. They have one of the best midfields in the world in Declan Rice, Odegaard, and Partey, and they're adding Zubimendi. They have one of the best wingers in the world in Saka. They're just missing 2 players, a left winger that can be reliable as Saka, and a number 9. And if you really believe that you can be that striker, that number 9 that can actually, take the project to the next level, this is the best destination for you. This is the best place to be. I mean, if you think about what Andre Bata has done over the years, and the way he has made Atletico Madrid one of the most attractive projects in Europe. I mean, they don't win something every single season, and maybe Arsenal won't win something every single season, but there's no doubt Atletico Madrid have been more successful than Arsenal in the past 20 years. They've been, okay, maybe in the last 15 years, they've been more successful. And the reason for that is they've had a very good project, a project that is willing to let good players go for good money, and also a project that has the ability to bring in players. I think that's where Arsenal are. Now, I'm not sure if we are going to sell or let go of our best players, but at least we are at a stage where you can say we can attract the cream de la creme. The other thing that I think will have impressed Viktor Gyokerez about this project is, I mean, there's no competition. You look at this Arsenal line. Yes, there is Kai Havertz, and we're going to talk about him. And there is Gabriel Jesus. But if you're a serious number 9, is there a competition for you at Arsenal? Like, if you're Viktor Gyokerez, are you really scared about Kai Havertz? Are you really scared about Jesus? No, you're not. Like, he's looking at them as like, they're not bad, but I am better. Actually, I am extremely better than these guys. Now, there's been talk about Kai Havertz not dropping out of the starting 11, and this was a point that was put forward by the Ghana blog. I really loved it when just McNicholas said, Kai Havertz is one of the players that really follow Mikel Arteta's instructions very well. Mikel appreciates him, he understands him, he loves him. It's going to be very hard for Kai to just drop out of the starting 11 like that or become a squad player. So with Viktor Gyokerez coming in, we know that Gyokerez is a beast in front of goal. And at some point in time, Mikel Arteta started asking for effectiveness, right? And I think when he says effectiveness, he means, can we get something like Viktor Gyokerez? So do you think, or would you want Viktor Gyokerez and Kai Havertz to work together in the same Arsenal 11? Or would you actually prefer Kai Havertz as a bench option, as a backup option to Viktor Gyokerez? Because again, if Kai Havertz has to play with Gyokerez, this means one or two things. One, it means that Arsenal might not sign an attacking midfielder. For me, I'm a little bit scared about that. I'm skeptical about that. But if Kai is going to drop into that creative role, then well and good. It also means that we have to sacrifice one position or one of the players that have been starting. So if Viktor Gyokerez comes in and occupies that Kai Havertz position, and Kai is not dropping, obviously you're not going to play with 12 players. It's either we are going to play with Kai Havertz, Mesut Ozil, and maybe did I say Mesut Ozil? Martin Odegaard and maybe Martin Zubimendi or Declan Rice. I think it's going to be one where we see a casualty. So, who do you prefer? Odegaard out, Kai starting, or Declan Rice out of the starting 11, Kai starting? Let me know. Would you prefer Kai to drop to the bench entirely, or would you want Kai to partner up with Viktor Gyokerez? There's some advantages in that one, but we'll do a video about it. So, that's the other thing that I think about Gyokerez. He doesn't have competition at Arsenal. He can come in and do his work very well. Obviously, the prospect of playing English Premier League football and also UCL football consistently. I think when you join Arsenal, you're gonna play in the Premier League. It's a dream for many players. But there is something. You're gonna play in the Premier League for a team that has a chance and chances of winning the Premier League more than once while you're there. And you're also playing for a team that has a chance to win the Champions League or challenge for the Champions League title almost every single season. I think all these prospects will have looked very enticing and also, like I said, silverware. Now, there is another player dividing opinion inside Arsenal, and that player is Matheus Cunha. Matheus Cunha is one of the players that we wanted to sign in January. However, the deal didn't happen. He extended and he has a release clause of about 55 million. Now, many people at Arsenal really like Matheus Cunha, and they're saying, Andrea Bata, you like a traditional 9, but for us, we've worked with Gabriel Jesus, and we would like someone like Matheus Cunha. And it is not entirely wrong. It isn't actually entirely wrong. And this is the reason. When you think about Cunha, he's got his advantages. And he's one of the most, I would say, clinical players in the league. He's scoring a lot of goals for Wolves, a Wolves side that is battling with relegation. So he's a good player. There's a good player in there. But my problem with Cunha is this. Does he come in and explode? That's the question, right? With Gyokeres, he has numbers backing him. He has exploded. Can Matheus Cunha come in too and explode? That is number one. Number two, if he comes in and maybe doesn't explode, right? Maybe he comes in and doesn't explode. Can he facilitate the rest of the team to go to the next level? Because I think Gyokeres will do that. Gyokeres comes in and all of a sudden, your Martin Odegaard is creative. Gyokeres comes in and all of a sudden, spaces are opening up and Kai Havertz and Declan Rice can rush into them and finish off chances. That is what Gyokeres do. He will raise the level of players around him. Wingers trying to cross the ball and create chances for him. It's going to be better with a better striker. But can Cunha give us that? Now, this is the reason why many inside Arsenal would love Cunha. One, the playing style of Mikel Arteta isn't about a traditional 9. And that's why we really struggle with low blocks. Because when you don't have that disruptive 9, like Gyokeres, these other players, they're happy to drop deep. And whenever you drop deep, the low block is safe, right? So you want a player like Gyokeres who's willing to run the channels and just destabilize low blocks, right? So with Cunha, because he's got that ability to facilitate others, he's very versatile. With Gyokeres, I was reading a report from Athletic, and they were comparing all the strikers linked with Arsenal, and it looked like Gyokeres was the only one who wasn't like versatile. Isak versatile, Ekitike versatile, Mbeumo is versatile, Cunha is versatile, and then you think about Gyokeres and like, oh boy, he's the only one who's versatile. Maybe because when you look at Shesko, he's got that burst of pace. He can be the kind of, forward Mikel Arteta made Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang when, Mikel had just arrived. So is Cunha a better option at 55 million? Premier League proven 2. He's in his prime, around 25, 26 years of age. Let me know. Talk to me in the comment box below. Now, the meeting between Andre Bata and Nico Williams' agent, we got some few things that came out, and these have been reported by Graham Bailey from TBR Sport. So he says that Williams is yet to make a decision. He is willing to move to England. Arsenal have confirmed their plans to him, and Bata has sold or is selling the project to the player as well. So this is what we got from the meeting that happened between Andre Bata and the agent of Nico Williams, right? He's not yet made a decision. He's willing to move to England. For me, that indicates a lot. Arsenal confirmed their plans to the player, and Bata sold the project as well. I think that was the purpose of that meeting. The purpose of any initial contact, unless it's like a deadline day move. But if you're approaching a player and the player's camp like months out, we are in April, the window opens on the 10th of June. How many months there? April, May. Okay, 2 months, right? 2 months. The point I'm trying to say is that it was all about sounding out, right? Are you willing to join us? Are you willing to move to England? Are you willing to change environment, right? This is our project. Are you willing to join us and join our project? This is what we are offering in terms of this and that. And I think there will be more meetings. There will be more discussions. But I'm impressed with Andre Bata already. I mean, if he has sold the project, if he has told them about the plans Mikel Arteta has for the player, it now remains to be seen if we are going to have a free run. I just want to wake up and Williams has agreed to join Arsenal, but no one else, just like Martin Zubimendi has done, and Gyokeres too. Those three, I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Now, Arsenal looking at a left back as well, and this is because Kieran Tierney and Alexander Zinchenko could be leaving. Zinchenko as a player, for me, I would keep one for 1 more year. Now, this is very weird because last summer I was like, sell him, sell him, sell him, sell him. But I think with Andre Bata coming in, it's going to be about can we get rid of the players we are not going to use, and can we keep the players that we are actually going to use, right? And I think Zinchenko is surplus requirement. Kieran Tierney is surplus requirement as well. Tierney's contract is running down. Zinchenko's contract is still on, so we might sell him to Atletico Madrid and Borussia Dortmund, who wanted him last summer and in January as well. Jakub Kiwior could leave. Now, Kiwior brings a very different dynamic to this conversation. If you lose Kiwior, do you go and sign another centre back who can play at left back, like Gerard Hartog and the way we did with Ricardo Calafiore, or do we go with an out and out left back? And if we go with an out and out left back, what happens to Lewis Skelly? And let me know, would you want Lewis Skelly and Julian Timber to be the long-term left-back options for Arsenal, or would you prefer someone like Milos Kerkez? Now, I really like Milos Kerkez. He's one of the players I looked at the Euros and I'm like, boy, he's cooking. He's a very good player. He's got a burst of pace, and I think Bournemouth have really got a lot of good from him. He's such an energetic bomber. Like, he doesn't get tired, runs up, up and down the pitch as much as you want him. It's gonna be 40 to 45 million. That is crazy. 40 million for Milos Kerkez. Liverpool are all over this deal, obviously, for reasons well understood, but Arsenal want him too. Now, there could be a meeting between Arsenal and Alexander Isak representatives, if Newcastle give us the opportunity to do that, to try and see if Arsenal can convince him out of Newcastle. There's not more information on that, but we'll definitely get a lot more information as the week progresses. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. The match reaction is coming up after the afternoon game and the preview for Real Madrid. Thank you so much for watching yesterday's preview. Love you. See you soon.